We'll talk about the format on Sunday. It's pretty bizarre.
You mentioned teams. It's individuals, and that's what's so interesting about this tournament right here is that all the points count every single game, every single match, whether you're paired up with a player that you want to play with or not. It's going to go to your advantage to pair up and play well and move on and win tournaments, win games.
Score as many points as you can. And the first game, like I said, Anna Patricia and Branagh versus Stockman and Howard. And serving first is Stockman.
Stockman from the United States back to serve on the bad side, serving with the win. And it's kind of a happy-go-lucky kind of attitude in the beginning of these games because everybody's fresh and they're all really kind of off-season right now. But they're playing. They're playing year-round now, and it's interesting, especially the Brazilians, huh, St. John? They're playing a little bit more than they're the rest of the world.
Yeah, this is like their spring, beginning of their summer. And they're right in the thick of it. The Americans usually are taking this time off, but they've been training for this. There's no question about it. There's been a few events during our kind of fall into our winter, but the Brazilians should have an advantage. They play way more, although they probably don't like this cold weather.
So we've got a young Anna Patricia, out playing for Brazil. Tries to score on that last point, and she does. Young player. She was playing in the FIVB World Tour event in Las Vegas, put on by p1440 about a month ago, and she twisted her ankle, kind of hitting the standards on the side, and it looks like she's come back, St. John. That's just a good hit from the right side, from the middle of the court with the wind. Very athletic player, Stockman.
Brittany Howard back to serve.
Brittany will be doing a lot of the blocking as she goes and patrols the net right now on Branagh. She doesn't back up. She gets into the no man's land right there. She never really committed all the way. She's got to be quick on her feet to get all the way to the net.
That set was a little bit off the net, so she was kind of, like you said, in no man's land, but really, in a bad position to do something. And that's what you do not want to do. Serving from the good side with the wind at your face, all you have to do is put that ball in the court, and it's really difficult on the bad side to get a good pass set hit.
You got to think that a lot of this is really new for a lot of the players out here because of the simple fact that they're playing in arenas, places that don't have this much wind, especially
unless they're on the outer courts. But
on the outer courts. But for the most part, it's a talent to understand really where the wind's coming from and where it's going and how you can use it to your advantage. So you're going to see a lot of errors, especially this ball's a light ball in these conditions. As Branagh goes to the jump serve, attacking.
Ooh,
and
Anna Patricia way over the net. Nice block.
Anna is just she's a tall girl, and boy, a young girl at 20 years of age. She's really, really coming onto the beach volleyball scene. She's going to be one to look at coming 2020 in Tokyo.
Stockman tracking that set, hitting it inside the block. I tell you, people don't realize. I mean, the volleyball is a difficult sport on the sand at the beach, but when you throw the wind in, it makes it so much more difficult, and it's an equalizer too. You can have a team that you think on paper is the better team. You throw wind into it, and it's anybody's game.
We got that opportunity to do that quite a bit in our day because of, needless to say, the courts were out like this, and we would be out in the straits of the wind, and it was something you had to learn very, very quickly, or if you didn't, you couldn't take advantage of these things. And a lot of these players that are playing today, I kind of sometimes second guess their thoughts about really what they want to do with their serve and where they want to go. Like for me right now, I'd serve this ball cross court to Branagh, and they do get her down on the ground. It's a difficult ball for her to put away as she just chops it into the middle of the court. And here's an opportunity for Stockman. Point goes to Emily.
A nice play. Good. They're waiting for an error on this bad side. It's really hard to get a good pass set and then to try to attack the ball. Half the time you're just trying to keep it in play.
I would say that every serve should go to Branagh, to this right-sider.
right-hander on the right side.
They go for the second time at her. And there's going to be an automatic play right there to go up on 2 to the big girl from Brazil. Anna puts that ball away with ease.
Yeah, so serving the right-sider on the bad side, if you're a right-hander, the set blows away from your right shoulder. That means you have to track it and try to get to it, but it's very, very difficult. So that's why you serve that right-sider on the bad side. Little debate about who serve, I think. They're going to get it.
They will get it correct.
It's Nicole Branagh's serve. At least that's what the second referee.
Back to serve. They're going to go and throw up the paddle, get that correct, and they're going to go with it. Here's a good dig by Branagh on the right side, a point opportunity.
Okay.
Not yet, she says. Here's an opportunity from the left side. They can't put it up far enough up, and there's a point that goes just blowing out wide. That was definitely depicting the wind that's happening right here.
That's an easy play, right? You bump it over to the other side of the court, bump it high, give yourself time to get ready to play defense, but the wind takes that ball right out of bounds.
I thought that probably would have even been a better set. But the ball never even made it halfway, and the bump went out wide. Here's another point opportunity. Anna from the right side. She'll take care of business. A little cut shot. And here's another opportunity with a kind of a bad ankle. And I have to say that the difference right now, Cinchin, for me is that this ground and the sand is a little lumpy. It's a little bit hard to move in. The sun hasn't kind of baked out the moisture in the sand, and it looks like they're...
So Branagh leads 8-6 on the side change. They're going to switch every 7 points. Branagh ahead. Branagh and Anna Patricia. And
Howard.
Being ahead going to the good side, that's a pretty good thing.
There's a block by Howard jumping into the cross court. See if she does
it
again.
Did you see that? One-legged approach.
Yeah.
When you come along the net like that, it's really hard for the blocker to get into the right position because you're starting on, at one side of the net and you're running along the net. The blocker has to follow you. If they don't, it's an easy hit inside the block.
There's a big block by
Wow.
Anna Patricia stepping in there, and you gotta love it with the bad ankle running up to the net, taking care of Brittany Howard on that cross-court hit. Point goes to the Brazilians. Brasilia. And then the next ball gets served into the net.
God, you just on the good side, like we talked about earlier, you just have to get the serve in the court. Just get nice floater anywhere in the court. Let the wind do the work for you. It makes it so hard to pass set on this bad side.
Stockman now trailing 7-10. These games are to 28 points, one game. And
nice
then they
swing.
move on and they'll switch up and they'll play in another hour from now. And we've got a bunch of games on tap for this whole afternoon. I'm Randy Stokes
4 pools.
along with St. John Smith.
Yeah, and there's 4 pools. So there's 4 teams in each pool. Each player in the pool will play with the other player. So there'll be 3 matches, 3 games in each pool. They'll be back out here in a little while, but we'll stay on this court and we'll call all the games for the next 4 hours, almost 4 hours. So you're stuck with us, audience. Randy and I here calling the games.
Yeah.
1 game to 28 each time.
I wanted to throw out a shout out to Alexis Rotman, a senior at UCSB, finished up her career last night. Losing to Fresno State in the NIT, kind of the NIT tournament, not the NCAA tournament, but the second. They lost last night 15-7, and just wanted to say hello to Alexis Rotman out there. Congratulations on an incredible career, and we'll see what you have up your sleeves next, but it was fun watching you.
And by the way, who else is on that team that you may know?
Charlie Robinson.
That's right.
That's your niece.
Exactly right.
St. John Smith's niece, Charlie Robinson, playing up there as a middle kind of an oppo player. swinging from the right side for UCSB. And so we're here at our technical timeout. Branagh up 11-10.
Branagh and Anna Patricia up 11. Yes, 11-10. Stockman and Howard behind.
This is always an interesting format for me, Cinchin, because the truth is that once you win a game, you kind of know what position you're in to move on. Remember, only 2 of these players will move out of this pool, out of the top 4, or the 4 players altogether. And when you get down to that second and third game, it's like you can do something really good for your partner, or you can kind of hang it all up and then send her home.
Is that from personal experience, Randy?
Well, it's just something that, I never really was a person that count the points, but it certainly felt like, things could go against you.
You played in this format, and didn't you have an opportunity to move
close.
on?
I was close. I should have won it a couple times.
And then your partner didn't perform
No,
because they
actually
didn't have to?
not. Actually not. We got cheated. I got cheated for $100,000 with a non-touch call.
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, and in Las Vegas against Karch Kirai. And I had a swing for game, and we put it away. And we were celebrating, Adam Johnson and myself, and it was against Akatabi and Karch. And sure enough, it got reversed. And next thing you know, I hit the ball out long. And
was that in Vegas or was that in Daytona?
I think it was in. Well, I thought it was in Vegas, but it could have been in Daytona.
Daytona, because that's when we first played this format.
That's a good reach by Brittany Howard from the right side right there, kind of showing a little bit of her height.
11 serving.
The height of her arm swing.
11 serving 12 now. They're on the good side. Now is the time to make a push. You got to score the majority of your points on that good side. There's that serve right there.
Yeah,
Golly.
the husband and her wife. I'll take it and you get it. But what a great serve it was. It's a beautiful serve because she serves the ball from the left side. She starts it off on the right sider, and the ball just carries into the wind, and it just comes right to the middle, and nobody takes that. And now they go back to the line right here, back to Branagh. Branagh with a cagey shot down the line. Don't you love that?
That's a great shot. In this kind of wind, having that kind of control, that's a fantastic shot. Nice, just over the outstretched hands of the block. And in the court.
Nicole Branagh back to serve. Trying to get a couple points. Yeah, and there starts off one to tie this game up at 13 all. Excuse me, they go up 13-12.
14-12.
14-12 as we're getting some late scoring put in. Oh, there's a nice little touch. Branagh gets that ball up. Anna puts that ball up. They put it away. Emily Stockman out of the middle puts that ball away.
That's a pretty good swing.
Really a great swing.
Back to serve, Brittany Howard. Trailing by 1. In this game to 28, there it is, all tied up.
That's like I was saying, that's an extremely tough serve. I love going to that serve, especially when you go to the right sider, knowing it's more difficult area for them to put the ball away. If you get that player down on the ground to their left, it's so hard to get an outside approach to be an effective hitter on that right side. And point goes to Howard as she goes and switches sides. And what do you do there, St. John?
Well, again, this kind of wind, yeah, you want to continue to put pressure on the team with your serve, but with this kind of wind, you got to get your serve in because the wind will help you as long as you keep the ball in play. Nice high hit over the block by Brittany.
That's a good little swing by her, trying to compete against Anna's big block, and Anna's really, really showing herself that she's one of the top blockers in the entire world. Now knotted up at 15 all. There's a great serve, too. These girls are really getting it. A little joust at the net. Goes to the smarter player. She stays low and pushes through on the block.
Well, it looked like she went into the block, then the ball came back, and then she pushed it through the block. So she
double
stayed
pusher.
with it. Yeah, it worked for her.
cagey play. I don't know if it's cagey or if it's lucky, but the point goes to Brittany Howard and Emily Stockman, and they're laughing about it. Like, I'll take that. That's a freebie.
Hell yeah.
That'll never happen again. The whole tournament on your knees.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hit it over. 16 all.
There's a big block. Nicole tried to turn the line, and Brittany was right there, right on top of it. Nice block. Now they lead 17-16. Game to 28. One game. Oh, it got the line. Just barely got the line.
What a great serve. Not only did she miss that kind of serve the last time she was up to serve, but she takes advantage after the block, and now she just gets that line for 2 points in a row. And you know how the game goes, Since I don't care if you're playing ping pong scoring, any kind of scoring. Points are scored in bunches. It's a good thing.
Okay. 18-16. Jeez, you got
to do a little bit too much.
Well, you got the pressure on the other side. You don't want to let them off the hook. Keep that ball in play. But now they're going to the good side. They're still up by 1 point, 18-17. Anna Patricia serving from Brazil. Nice high. Looked like kind of an easy hit, but I'll tell you what, over the block, and Nicole was playing the other side, so it's a nice shot.
That's a cagey play, very smart, going in and attacking the ball like she did. As Emily Stockman, it goes back to serve, gets Branagh on the ground. Here's another point. She does all of the same shot.
Nicole made actually a really good pass, a one-handed pass, but you give the ball easy back to the other team on the good side, it's going to be an easier ball to put away.
Stockman and Howard now up 20-17.
Ooh.
Howard almost all of it. That rattled in the cage for a little bit, back and forth, and then off the block, and a good swing by Branagh. Nicole, number 2 for United States, serving back out of the middle.
She's great gig.
Bandit, I love it. And bam,
oh my God!
For Anna.
Oh my God!
What a, what age is she? She's like 20 years of age. I mean,
I don't care how old she is. She just hammered that ball.
How about the dig with the
one-handed dig? Yeah. I haven't seen many girls hit a ball like that.
Well,
I mean, that was
a ball like that and convert. That was
she
sweet.
Unloaded on that thing.
And they go back to Howard, and there's a little bit of a joust. Here's an opportunity which he takes.
Oh my God! Another one.
There's another big thing. Like there's nobody up. Like there's no net up.
2020.
I haven't seen those type of sharp angles go down like that. Well, since I don't know when.
Let's see. There it is. Well, Brittany just showed you don't have to hammer the ball to get the point.
No, but they should have read that a little bit. There should have been a little bit better defense right there because the way she approached the ball, she just walked into it. She lost all of her footing. She just kind of stumbled up there and shot that ball up and over the block. It's a big point right now that they go up by 1 point. Game to 28. 21-20.
Oh, tied it up. All tied at 21.
That 21 all, St. John, good side, bad side. Do you like one team or the other right now?
Well, not yet. You know, they're going to switch sides, in 7 points. And you got to think that the game still will have a few points left when Stockman and Howard go to the other side, so it's still anyone's game. But
that's not the way you want to start.
Not from the good side. I mean, not from either side, but from the good side, you really need to put the pressure on. Keep the serve in play.
See, Emily goes after Branagh from the right side. Branagh will attack and go off the block, and the ball's good. That's a good, smart hit.
Good high swing off the top of the block. 22 all. You can see everybody wearing the tights. It's just a little chilly out here. Oh,
there's two
God.
serves in a row out by that team, but which is really giving the advantage to Howard and Stockman right now. Not only with those two serves, but it's just making the game a whole lot easier for Howard and Stockman.
Absolutely, on the tough, bad side. Ooh, nice shot. Nice shot over Howard.
And don't you think this has some meaning for Branagh? I mean, she's the eldest out here. She wants to still strut her stuff, show everybody that she's going to try to move on in this tournament.
Yeah.
Even though tied all, 23 all. Let's see if she can score a couple points on this side and get her team back in, because she's going to be going to the bad side soon here.
Oh.
There's 1 point. Now it's going to get very, very interesting, Citron. In fact, you know what? My call might be that we might go into overtime with this one, and we could see another side switch where Anna Patriciana might come back. And obviously we'll get up into the scores of 29-30s.
Nice turn to the line. Brittany, Brittany takes a big look before she hits that ball. It's a really hard thing to do. When you take your eye off the ball, particularly in the wind and the ball's moving, it's really hard to track it, but she does a pretty good job. And she saw nobody on the line and turned it back to the line.
I would like to see Nicole go after that ball with her one hand rather than just trying to pop it up. You just slap it back up and over as the attacker's at the net. That thing goes up and over, and there's a point, especially in the wind right there.
Okay, 1 point to
put that ball
switch
away on that bad side.
Ooh.
As we're going to try to find out right here if it's bad or good. There's
Wow.
a dig, and now there's a play. And
Whoa.
it still stays alive.
What a
sure enough point.
great rally.
Branagh.
Awesome rally.
And Anna. Now the side switch, 25-24.
Okay, game to 28. Crunch time. I'd kind of like to be the team on the good side. But, a lot of points have been scored on the bad side.
Well, in the last rotation, the difference was those two serves that Branagh and Anna served out. Let's see if there going to be still the same kind of mistakes from Stockman and Howard. And here's an opportunity.
Good move on defense. Oh, no.
And that's a little bit of the unfortunate aspect of this format. Who's blocking? Who's digging? Who should be up there? Is it choreographed? Is it not?
Yeah, you have to have a blocker at the net every single time the ball crosses out.
You do.
We made sure, or I made sure you would.
Don't you think I remember that?
Oh, wow.
And
That's a
gets
huge block.
A great move by Howard, showing her
huge
stuff
block.
here. And the funny is that we haven't really had even a timeout right here in this match.
26-25 right now. Oh, no.
And there's a service. That is one of those service errors from the good side. Trying to match it up the other way.
That's amazing.
26 all.
26 all. All they need, though, is a side out and one point scored.
Number 1 from Brazil, Anna. Back to serve. She goes to the right sider.
Look at Nicole all over that. Wow.
There's a big point. And look at the excitement by Branagh.
That was great anticipation by Nicole. She came right in. It's almost as if she knew what Emily was going to do. She was right on it. Point game. Well, great shot. Great shot by Emily to get the ball over Anna Patricia. Okay, all
Good
tied
little
up.
look by Stockman right there. A couple times, maybe even 3 times, looking at where everybody's going. Nice little shot down the line, up and over the block. 27 all.
Good pass.
Stockman's all over a big point for her. And
Wow.
sure enough, hits that ball really, really. I must say, I've seen her play for the last couple of years. She is getting better and better and better. Every time I see her play, she's really becoming a good beach volleyball player.
Okay, now point game for Howard and Stockman.
First set point.
That's
and sure
it.
enough,
There
what
you
an
go.
ace serve down the line. Point gets sprayed off, and their win goes to Howard and Stockman, 29-27. And you were right. They ended up on the good side.
Good side.
And they won by 2 on the good side by serving her really